Welcome everyone today. My name is Mr. O, and today I am going over specifically number 7 and 8 on the SAT practice exam number 1. I did the prior questions already for section 4, and so feel free to look those up. But today I am specifically looking at number 7 and 8. And usually how I do it is that I solve the problem real quick, showing you that how I am able to do the problems fast, and then explain to you how I got to the answer so quickly. And I just break it down very deeply. And so today, I'm going to go over number 7. Okay, so number 7 states this. The rooftops, the total number is delicious. This one is an appropriate label for the vertical axis. Okay, well, A looks like it's 9, B is 5, 6, 4, that looks like 3.5. Let me see, 9 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3.5, 14 plus 6, 20 plus 4, 24. 27.5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. So for number 7, the answer is C. And for this question particularly, I could explain it to you right here on the paper. So for this question, what I did in the beginning was that I literally just went to the problem and broke down specifically what the information was provided on the chart. So I just lined it based on the lines. So it's 5, 6, 4, 3.5. And so because they told me that the total number of installations is 27,500, I wanted to see where that number came from. And so I ended up adding these values up, and I find out if I left this in single digits right now, the answer is just going to be 27.5. But how do I convert 27.5 basically to 27,500? And the point is that I noticed that if I add a certain number of zeros, that's going to help me get there. So 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros. And that's going to create that 27,500. So as I mentioned before, I moved the number of zeros and I find out, oh, okay, so 1, 2, 3, I need 3 zeros. That means which number has 3 zeros in it? Well, 10 only has 1 zero. This only has 2 zeros. And for thousands, it actually has 3 zeros, and that's where I automatically knew the answer was going to be C for this question. And that concludes my explanation for number 7. So for number 8, okay. Oh, okay. So for number 8, the answer is D, and I do want to explain why I was able to get to the answer real quick. And so for number 8, I'm just going to copy down exactly what they state. N minus 1 plus 1, and they're finding what's the values of n equals to 0. Okay, so for this question, the important thing I noticed right off was that they want me to find the solutions for n. But before I could even try to solve this out or do anything of that sort, I need to be aware that there's an extra 1 that's outside of this absolute value. It's sort of outside the function of the absolute value, and thus I need to actually move it over first. That's how I'm going to know what to do then. So normally for absolute values, there's an important thing I must understand about absolute value questions. When we talk about absolute value, it's the idea of distance. So usually when I talk about distance, I'm talking in the sense that like, if I am hanging out with friends, then I'm going to be like, oh, I am currently 3 miles away from you. Or I tell you, oh, I am currently walking 2 blocks away. And so a lot of times distance is usually relatively considered as like a positive sort of number. It's always going to be positive. I don't tell you that I am a negative 3 miles away because the orientation of where I'm located does not matter. And so for this question, you have to understand that when I'm doing absolute values, the only thing that could come out of this is either 0 or a positive number. And so for this question, I noticed that right off n minus 1, absolute value equals to negative 1, which is impossible for me to get any possible answer out of that. And thus, because of that reason, I knew right off it was going to be D, that there is no possible value for n that's going to help me solve for the problem. And that concludes my explanation for today. Please do continue to watch us, and thank you so much for watching this video. Do subscribe or like our Facebook page, and see you next time.